Hi, hello, and welcome to Cinema Express. I'm Gopinath Rajendran, and in this episode of Kutty Review, we'll be talking about this segment's first English film, the Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson starrer, Venom-Let There Be Carnage. We've seen films talk about various types of relationships, but the 2018 film Venom and its latest sequel dig deep into the not so romantic concept of two lives in one body, otherwise known as a symbiotic relationship. The new sequel does exactly what it says on the box, which is both the boon and bane of the film. In a mid-credits scene from the first film, we got introduced to the latest adversary of Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock, the incarcerated serial killer Cletus Cassidy, played by Woody Harrelson. Keeping in fashion with trailers that reveal more than what they should, we are already familiar with how Cletus gets to taste blood, quite literally, and embark on an adventure while creating havoc. But unlike the 2008 film, which suffered from an incohesive screenplay, this sequel works majorly thanks to the relationship dynamics between Eddie and Venom. The humor and drama that stems from this equation cushions the monotony of an otherwise straightforward story. Director Andy Serkis does this brilliantly by infusing traits like ego and possessiveness into the character's trademark humor to give us a sense of interpersonal complications. Serkis, of course, is no newbie to the world of superheroes. He starred in Avengers, Age of Ultron and Black Panther, and is also playing the new Cape Crusaders' trusty butler, Alfred Pennyworth, in next year's The Batman. Perhaps on account of all the larger-than-life fantasy films that he has directly and indirectly been a part of, the director in this film takes the road often taken in terms of both conflict and resolution. He's also famous for providing voice and motion capture for many characters like Gollum from The Lord of the Rings, Kong from King Kong, Caesar from Planet of the Apes, and of course Snoke from the Star Wars films. I assume this experience of Serkis in bringing out emotions from non-human characters has helped him recreate the magic with Venom. The sequel delves deep into the psyche of the extraterrestrial symbiote, and we get to see an emotional side of the dangerous Venom, who is actually a baby that craves for attention. The ridiculously plain narrative, involving less than half a dozen main characters, gives space for a lot to transpire, despite the short 97-minute runtime. Tom Hardy makes a mark as the lonely journalist with commitment issues, and we get to see the human side of his character more than what we have in the first film. What doesn't work are the scenes involving antagonist Cletus, who becomes the host for another symbiote named, you guessed it, Carnage, and also the scenes that involve his girlfriend. Their on-screen chemistry feels like a blatant rip-off of the explosive relationship Joker shares with Harley Quinn. The film also doesn't offer Woody Harrelson much to work with, as the hunky CGI monster Carnage eventually overpowers him. The same can also be said about Anne Waving, the female lead character played by Michelle Williams, and this is the criticism that was levied at the character even in the first film. Apart from the relationship dynamics, the core strength of the franchise lies in its dark humor, with this film taking things up a notch. Right from pillaging a chicken farm to satiate Venom's hunger for brains, to jumping from one body to another when Venom needs a new host, the jokes keep coming in one after the other, and the humor spills over even to the most serious of scenes. There's even a running gag on how the duo calls themselves the Lethal Protector, which is a nod to a comic book limited series of the same name that showed Venom's progression from a villain to an anti-hero. The CGI is also far better than the first film, and they make the fight scenes a treat to watch, though it leaves you wondering why they again decided to tone down the violence and not go for a blood-splattering R-rated film. On the whole, Venom-Let There Be Carnage, despite far from being a perfect superhero film, is miles ahead of its predecessor and in terms of content and narration. If you decide on dropping by your nearest big screen to watch this film, stick around to witness one of the best mid-credit scenes you would have seen in a long time. I'm sure it will have you considering the prospect of a potential symbiotic relationship between the Venom series and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that's it for this review of Venom-Let There Be Carnage. If you liked it, click the thumbs up button down there, drop a comment and share this video. Stay tuned to Cinema Express for more such videos, and until then, it's goodbye from me. Thank you.